All right, all right. Welcome to the show, guys. This one is going to be some viewer questions, basically. So what I'm trying to do is answer some viewer questions regarding some of the subjects that has been picked up. So what I've got is a few screenshots here. I'll show you those first. So number one, we've got this viewer here, Ricky Toronto, asked me, have I got any thoughts on StrongNode? I was going to talk about StrongNode earlier on, but I kind of forgot. So I gave him a little like. I'm going to talk about it. And I said this specifically. If it's good, I'll mention it on the next video. Sadly, it's not the best, but I will definitely answer regarding this particular question. So for us, let's move into this and we'll come back to this one very soon, right? So I've checked out StrongNode. This is StrongNode. Apparently, this team has been around since 2019. And you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 people and plus many multiples of advisors as well. So we've got about 7 advisors. So we've got plenty of people in the team. And what I wanted to do was double check exactly what's going on. So what I did was I went to LinkedIn. It's a common thing you do. And I wanted to check out each one of these people and see what's going on. So we know this person, for example, this person's been around. All right, so what you can see here is when you look at their profile, since 2019 to now, 2 years and 2 months, apparently these person, the chief executive officer, has been here permanently, right? And is a founder of many other projects. We can see this as well. So this looks like a side project, which is okay. I'm not judging anybody based on that. I was looking at the marketing officer, trying to see, when they kind of joined. And again, they kind of joined StrongNode at the same time, but they're more of a VC corporation. So I want to double check those kind of details. Henry Wong, there's no point even talking about it, from Singapore, but he's been investing in stuff. So, not much of a detail comes out from this person, actually. If you look carefully, director of this full-time present this 3 years, so recently became an investor in this, and investing in a few other things, but they don't want to disclose themselves, which is absolutely fine. When you look at someone like this, it's a bit shady. And then we've got this person recently. Again, these are all happening very recent. You can see this person recently in July 2021, so it's been around 2 months now, basically joined. Okay, so this is what's going on, again, from whatever chief executive officer of these particular companies. But the rest of the people that's part of like the VC or anything like this haven't really seen much. So I can see what they're trying to do. Obviously, StrongNode, right? This company, it's more like, if I was going to put it in layman's term, it's pretty much more of similar to like what they say here, node as a service. Think about it as a hosting company where they expect you to go and host your blockchain and this and that. This is misleading, so please don't look at this. 20 years plus, right? 20 plus years. They're just calculating everybody's work and everything. I'm not going to work with that. Also, worked with. So remember, they worked with. So they have definitely worked with and targeting to work in the game. But don't take this as a misleading thing, because they're not really a crypto service, if that makes any sense, right? They're trying to bring, crypto and make it like StrongNode is working towards being blockchain agnostic. So they want to work with many and want to allow adoption of these companies to come and join and host their programs on their node services or whatever, right? Let's get rid of all of this. So they're definitely making a thing, but from what I can see, this is not a crypto project. Right, so please do understand, this is not a crypto project. They've been around since 2019, not that long, and having all of these names are very, very misleading. Some of these guys have definitely worked for these companies or are still working for these companies, but we can't take that on board and say, well, this is what it is. These are big names, right? Very misleading branding. So far, as I said, I can only see approximately 4 people out of all of this who have decided to keep the Stronghold name there. So please do understand, it's I don't know what else to say about this. So just be careful. If it's a company and you're investing in the actual company IPO or something, that's a different story, right? That's a different story. But as a crypto project, there's nothing crypto related about this. They're trying to bring crypto into this, but they're more focused in these kind of stuff. So let's not even talk about this, right? So I hope this kind of helps, right? I don't really want to take this too further, and I hope this kind of makes sense what I'm saying here. This is not a crypto thing. This is more like a hosting service. They just called it a node, right? A node is literally hosted somewhere. Just leave that there, and I think that's kind of explains what's going on. They are trying to come into tokenization, and all of this, crypto stuff, but I don't think yet. We'll wait for it and see what happens. Maybe in the future they might do something. So we'll definitely keep this on our radar. Definitely keep it on our radar. But right now, I don't think they're ready. And plus, everything that I can see so far, as I said on the previous page of their homepage, actually, if you look at it, this is all misleading, right? This is all misleading. We don't want to see. These are people who are involved. Obviously, I've double checked that these people are definitely on LinkedIn, but very misleading. We don't want to see any of this stuff, right? We want to see genuine, actual facts, and these are not facts. This is not facts. They want to work with them, that's fine, but wanting to do something doesn't mean you doing it. Wanting to be this doesn't mean you're already doing it. So be careful of this one, guys. That's all I'm going to say, right? So yeah, other than that, I'm not going to really talk about this anymore. So I hope this kind of answers your question. The next question I had today was this one from the Tamil Gamer. He's a new subscriber, came to the channel, and he kind of wanted to send me a message. So he said, bro, I want a video about XRP and HOLO because of if Bitcoin rises, it rises too. Please, can you make it? Absolutely, absolutely. And this is what this video is about. What I have to explain to you, right, and most importantly, when you're talking about when Bitcoin rises, everything rises, it's true. When the Bitcoin rises, everything rises. It's not just HOLO or XRP, everything rises, right? But there are other fundamental facts that we need to see, right? And I'm going to come back to all of this and these drawings and these colors, we'll talk about it. As you can see, as soon as Bitcoin started moving up again, everything started moving up again. And we can see the reflection here in the price structures where everything has just decided to go green all of a sudden, right? And it doesn't matter which number coin it is, everything is doing the same thing. If you're new to the channel, guys, I make these kind of videos where I like to answer community questions and everything as well, if you have anything. So I'd like to do that. Plus I always do technical analysis as well. Mostly I don't do technicals, so I'm more towards data. So I'm more data driven, basically. If I see the data, that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm not really talking about what's going to pump and what's not. I don't FUD anything, and I don't shill anything here on this channel, right? We just look at facts. So one thing before we move over to the XRP chart, so I got the chart open for you. Before we move there, I want you to see something, and then you'll understand what I'm trying to say. XRP, the previous all-time high was $3.84. Just remember, just bear that in mind. And also, if you look at the total market cap, bear this in mind as well, $47 billion. Just bear that in mind. So this number and this number, I want you to bear this in mind, right? So let's go into XRP and we'll see what's going on. So you can see that previously, excuse me one second. Previously, what we had was back in 2018, we had a peak. So this is on the, I'll put it on the monthly just to make things more easier for everybody. Right, so what you can see is previously, once upon a time, around, 2018, we actually had a high of that. Remember that high, $3.84, whatever we saw around there. But this is showing a slight different thing based on Bitstamp. But anyway, we can use this data. We can see this is the previous high. And you can see in 2021, right, when we had the peak of the total bull market, of course, like everything else, if you look at the structures, right, let's go on a daily just to show you this structure. Right, so you'll understand what I'm trying to say. So you can see this dip here and this pattern started forming. Well, it's pretty much the same as even if you look at the entire bull market. It's the same thing that happened, right? She's running. Who's he talking about? I have no idea who's talking about. But anyway, you can see the entire market started to do the same thing, right? So we can see this pretty much this pattern playing out. But that's not the key. The key here is to understand that where was the ultimate all-time high? It was here. And how far are we from that? And what we can see, we're still it's showing 68, but ignore this 68%, right? If I was to show you where we are from current all-time high, right? So how much more we have to do from today's price to get to the current all-time high, which we made in 2021, we still have to do another 81% from this current price. So basically double this price. And if we were to get to the all-time high, the actual all-time high, you can see we have to do a 200%. So what we need to do is from this current price, we need to do another 2x, so 3x this current price for us to get there. So when we come into this particular level, what we're expecting to see is XRP. We need to see this particular level be 3 times the value. 3 times the value. So just assume, let's round it off, just say 50 billion for now. We'll just call it 50 for now. We need approximately 150 or 145 billion dollars, right? To 145 billion dollar market cap for us to get to there. Do we have enough time? I mean, the question isn't can we do it? Of course we can. As you can see, I've put here, like based on the fibs, right? So this fib is calculating from here to the actual high here. And based on that, you can see this level. But even if we take this level away and we say, okay, fine, we're not going to work on that level. We're going to work on this previous all-time high, right? What would be the projection from where we are right now? Well, the projection is saying we could easily go to $5. And this is like the extremely bullish case scenario. We can go to $5, right? But if we just follow the market itself, currently, you can see we can go back to the $3. We don't even go to this level. We can go to the $3 and maybe in the future we get to that $5, right? So we got a long way to go. We need to triple the market right now in order to get to this level. Is it possible? Absolutely. But as I said, time may be the biggest enemy here because it took us so long from the bottom, and when we went to the bottom, I don't know if you can see this, right? So let me show you this as well. When we're from this level to all the way down to this particular low, it was down 96%, guys, 96%, right? So we need to recover all of this and come back again, right? So from the high down, we went down 96%, right? I mean, what was the price here? It was like 11 cents. The lowest of the lowest was 11 cents. That's freaky when you have something from $3.80 or currently $3.30. I mean, on this chart, right? $3, just say $3 to 11 cents or even 10 cents. That's freaky. That's incredibly freaky, right? I mean, if we do a different style of maths, you'll see what I mean by that, right? You'll see how freaky that is, right? Just have a look at this. 2,800%. 2,800%. We dumped 2,800%. So please do understand this, like it's actually very freaky, very dangerous, you know, to be in it. This is one of the reasons why I don't shill XRP, and I've always mentioned, I said, unless the founders decide to get rid of all of their XRP or burn it or destroy it or something like this, there is a risk of them dumping whenever the market pumps. And of course, as you mentioned as well, when the market pumps, everything pumps. And this is exactly what's happening. When the market pumps, everything will pump. Every single crypto here will actually pump. It doesn't matter because that's what's confirming the bull run. People are more happy, you know, and they just want to move forward. So this is what it does. So based on the short term anyway, I'm just going to cut the long story short and make it this way. So on the short term, we are expecting from currently where we are, we're expecting it to go to the $1.43 level. Provided all the news is very good, we are expecting it to go to at least $3 by the end of the market, provided the market can last for another 2-3 months, maybe even up to December. So 4 or 5 months right from now, if it can last, we might just be able to hit that $3 mark. You know, are we going to go anything above? I don't know, because as I said, we have to see a 3x in the total market cap. Right, that's what's freaking me out a little bit. So when we're closer, it's quite okay. Like for example, how would I say this? Like for example, let's look at this for example. All right, from what the price where we were the all-time high and where we are now, it's not much of a difference, and I'll show you the difference on this as well. I've got the Ethereum difference, I'll show you. It's not much of a difference. It's easier to kind of go around this level, right? From this all-time high to go back to there, it's not that difficult. Cardano, I mean, from where we are right now to where we are, and it's constantly attacking. It's actually going to do a new all-time high very soon. You can see it's possible. But from here to here, technically, like if you look at this specific price, it's more like 3.5, 4x. So we have to 3.5, 4 times this value to get to that level, and that's a lot of money, right? That's like almost close to 150 billion to more. So can we do this is the question, right? So this is the analysis I can only give to you. Is like, yes, is it possible? Absolutely. But do we have enough time in this bull run to actually complete this cycle? And we'll talk more about this when we get to the Bitcoin thing, just to kind of show you this what we're expecting. But before that, let's go into your next question, which was again to do with HOLO, and HOLO is doing actually a lot better, right? So HOLO, as you can see, this particular cycle was when it did its top, and based on this particular maths, we are expecting a 5 cent HOLO. right? A 5-cent HOLO, even based on the longer time, it's pretty much the same 5-cent HOLO. That's what we're expecting. In the short term, you can see we are expecting it, like current season, current where we are right now, we are expecting to see a max of around 1 cent, 1.5 cent, I would call it, right, of a HOLO, right, which is fine, absolutely fine. And I know people who got thousands of dollars worth, if not thousands of pounds worth of HOLO, so that could make them a lot of money, right? And the beautiful thing is we're not that far. If you look carefully, this is 60%, but it's not actually 60, but it's just showing you how far we went down from the previous high. You know, you can see that potentially if we can get back to the all-time high from this level, we can actually do 160% price increase. So if someone bought it down here, you can potentially do that, which means you can easily double, maybe a little bit more. But remember, this is not financial advice, guys, right? And once we get to these levels, then we can start doing our next targets, if that makes any sense, right? Because our targets have to be similar. Like, for example, if we have the high here and the low at this particular level, right, we got to work it based on this and say, okay, what's the possibility here? You can see it's saying 0.49, which is okay. It's close to that 0.5 cents, right? But this is the possibility of how high we can go. You know, you can make a lot of money, but again, just be careful, because remember, you've answered your own question. Everything will follow if Bitcoin goes up. The moment this kind of you know, decides to go down, everything will suffer and everything will go down. So you've got to be very careful. You've got to have your stop losses, and also you have to make sure that you take your initial investment out as soon as you can. Then you have zero risk. You see what I mean? That's the main important thing here, of zero risk. Okay, I've been doing the same thing on Cardano and everything as well. And I was looking at the all-time high and seeing how far are we from the all-time high. Well, currently we're about 16% away from the all-time high. You know, how far are we from the body where we closed, right? I was looking at that and we can see we're 11.5% away from the close of the body of the all-time high. And that's just so bullish. And can we reach it? I think we can. You know, if we ignore these levels here, at least we know right now the current situation, we're going to go and touch that all-time high level, and then probably even push for the $2.85 or close to $3. And once we get there, $3 isn't far. $3.40 isn't far. And the way Cardano's acting and what they're announcing as well is really bullish. So they've said that on the 12th of September, Alonso will be fully, you know, the full hard fork will go on. But before that, right now, they're doing testing. As I mentioned on the previous live stream today as well, that's what they're going to be doing anyway. They're not going to be fully done, right? And even when they do, they're going to be, you know, it's going to be slowly coming out. But there's a good news is from Charles Hoskinson, from his own mouth, from the horse's mouth. What he said was there's about 3,000 projects and dApps ready to deploy. That means you're going to wake up one day and see this, instead of 11,000, seeing this as 14,000. Right? One day you might just jump in and see 14,000. Now, what does that bring? That's a key as well. What does that bring? So we know we see a $1.94 trillion. Actually, is it $1.94 trillion? But it's not. If you calculate all of the coins and NFT and everything, so it's not all traded. Some of these are just locked into the NFTs and the valuation of some of the NFTs. I mean, some NFTs are 100K, 200K. They're all being calculated here. So if 3,000 dApps come here and 3,000 dApps end up showing even 3,000, you know, different prices, well, we can expect that to reflect here too. So the market cap will shoot. Right, so there's some crazy news coming, but I'm still being a slightly pessimistic, even though the news is very bullish. I am always very bullish because I don't think Cardano is ready yet. In my own personal opinion, this is no financial advice, nothing whatsoever, and I'm not a bear in Cardano. I'm actually a bull, because I've been, you know, stacking Cardano for a very long time, until recently I stopped. Cardano, it's not its time. I believe Cardano 2024, 2025. That's when Cardano will shine. Right now, I think Cardano is still kind of testing, even with all these live updates and everything. I think they're still testing. I believe Cardano still has a few cards hidden, basically. So we are going to see some new news later on. Okay, but let's see what happens. Just be careful of all the craze and everything that we have in the market, right? Ethereum, I did the same thing, and I wanted to say, okay, where are we right now? So we can see the all-time high, and you can see this, and we're 25% away from our high. So if you do this maths here, it's actually about 25%, which is true. It's almost 25%, right? And that's bullish. We're 25% away from its all-time high. How insane is that? you know. And this is a level, this particular level here, and even the Fibonacci's confirmed this, is a level we need to just break above. As soon as we break above this, it's off to the races. And then we don't know what we're going to have. We might even have a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 Ethereum. We don't know. But until then, you know, we know that we've only got 25% remaining. And so far, all we have to do, just like, for example, for us to continue this run, all we have to do is confirm a candle above, right? Close a candle above. So for example, we go here, we close a candle above, come back here, confirm, and then continue the market, and then confirm, continue the market, confirm, and continue the market, and carry on like this, right? And it's absolutely doable, because if you look carefully, there is absolutely no resistance here. We don't have any resistance here. This was a free fall. Because of that, we never created a resistance. Here you can see we created a resistance, and we just broke that resistance, you know. And you can clearly see this with this line. And again, I showed this earlier on, I believe, on one of the streams, earlier stream I did, showed this. So this is awesome. Also market cap, same again. Remember I said I'll come back to it. What we're looking at, all-time high. How far are we from the all-time high? Again, 24%. This is too good to be true. This is too similar to Ethereum. Ethereum is 24%, and coin market cap is almost also 24%, 25%. You know, we know that that's the gap we need to close. And I wanted to see exactly how much more money do we need to close that gap. And you can see we need another $618 billion to enter. The question is, how hard is it? Well, actually, it's not. We've seen $200 billion plus daily volume. So it's only $139 billion away from the 1618 level, and we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I'm telling you, it's not that the gap is closing. We're going to get there. And once we get there, we're not that far from going to the all-time high. So once we get to that all-time high, guys, I'm telling you, it's going to be insane. It's going to be absolutely insane. Just looking at these numbers, these are nothing. When the billionaires, when the big boys are playing, this is nothing. And especially if we don't reach this now, Cardano might just close this gap. Cardano might just close this gap. So it's good news on the horizon. Now let's go into BTC and talk about this one chart, because this was another question that somebody asked me, and I had to answer this. Now I had to make one phone call before I actually answered this, because it's been some time. You guys have seen this chart and you know what I've said. Bull market continues. I've said bear market official here. This drawing you've seen on my videos before. I've flashed this many times. I haven't changed anything. It's still the same thing. And the question was why is it that I said bull market continues at this price? Why didn't I say it continues here? Why didn't I say it continues here? Some of the guys are saying it continues here at 50,000. Why am I saying 58,000? It's a very good question, and I wanted to answer this by showing you why, right? And I can tell you the phone call went well, so this is one of the reasons why I want to show you this, right? So what I want to show you is 2017 bull run, and I'll move back to show you as well. So you can see 2017 bull run, we go, we come here. And what I want you to focus on is this particular area where we had this massive dump. After this massive dump, you can see that we climbed up. So everyone thought we were going to actually go very bullish. So if you look carefully here, right, we actually pumped, right, from the bottom to the top, almost 60%. So everybody thought, wow, we're getting there, we're close, we're going to hit that. But we had a problem, right? And let me show you this problem. Let me put this here properly. And let me show you this one problem that we had. We never touched this line. And this line is pretty much the same as that $58,000 level. And I'll talk about it a little bit more in a bit, right? So let's go to 2013 and see if this was the same case over there too. So you can see we went down, crashed down. And then everybody had their hopes up. And then all of a sudden we thought, oh no, we're going to continue. It's going to go back to that all-time high. It never went. And then it just collapsed all the way down. It collapsed all the way down, and this was insane. This is how people lose money, when people lose their senses, right? Same thing, if you look carefully, 2013, both cycles, right? We had this level here, right? And then we started to collapse, right? So we had this level here, and what you see is, you know, the collapse, right? Right, let me show you better. Right, actually I want to show you this part, because there's no point even drawing the thing. I don't want to write the percentage here. Let's just draw this box, and let's just change this parameters a little bit and show you. Right, so what you see here is we had it, we went, collapsed all the way down, and then we came back up, but there was a line here that we didn't touch, right? This line here, this particular level here, you see we never came back to this level. right? We actually got rejected here, and then we just went down. That was the first time. The second time, right, when we did it, same thing. We went up, and then we thought we're going back up again, and then we didn't, and we collapsed. And that was the point of failure, right? We collapsed all the way, and that confirmed a a bear market. And as you can see, we kept on going down since then. Right? Same again. It doesn't matter what scene you look at, you can see this kind of an issue where whenever we go and do these all-time highs, if we struggle to go above a specific level, and these are like support zones, if you look carefully, right, this particular area, right, and this particular area here, if you're looking, what you will see, and I'll show you what I mean. Let me draw another line here just to show you what I mean. So if you even look at this level here, so we've got that obviously, but look at this level here. What you see is this became a support for the bears, but this was a resistance at that same time on the opposite side. And it was only days apart where this was playing out. And as soon as we collapsed with this is what happened, right? So you've got to be really, really worried, in my opinion, about what this is and what this does, right? It's very important that you understand this level, right? And how and what it does. So this is why I'm very cautious, especially when it comes to the current situation. So let's move into the current situation. I mean, we can go on about all of this, but look, current situation, what do we see? We see that we've had this massive, massive dump. Right, and what we can see is this level here, right, this area here, and I can draw it for you again if you want to just understand what I'm talking about. We're looking at a total level, so we're looking at this specific level here, right, and I'm going to draw this in red so you understand, right, to this level here. So you see how this became a support and resistance at one point here, how this was holding a support and resistance here, how this became resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. So we have this massive, massive confirmation that this area is not an easy area to break above. Right? So when we know this, we know that we have to break this area and go above. Also I've used I've used my support resistance range to actually see if it can confirm this, right? And what you can see is if I take this off exactly around this area, it's also saying that $58,000 to $59,000. So it's saying up to $59,000, $60,000. There's this massive traffic sitting here. Good news is we broke above one, the biggest one, but we still have this one major line here, and it doesn't look much. If you look, in history, it doesn't look like much, but it is a key level we need to break above. If we broke above this level, this market would have continued, but we didn't, and that's what failed us. So this, what normally bears would call, it's a bull trap. Technically it is. You see, if you come here, technically it is a bull trap. So this is what I'm worried about. This is why I'm being very, very cautious. And I've mentioned this regarding my trade as well. So I've said, look, if I do open up a trade, my trade is going to be, first trade I'm going to open is around this $47,000 level. Actually, not this chart. I mentioned it on this chart, right? So let's open this chart and show you. So I've said, look, $47,000 level is where I want to open my trade. And right now I can tell you my trade has just activated. This is live. You can see this, right? We just broke above. My trade has activated. That means that this, now we can see a massive push, right? We can see a massive push that could take us to this level to test this specific level, right? And even today, this looks very bullish. This means we might actually close a candle above and then find a confirmation on this particular level here and then continue. So this is what we were looking for. So I can already tell you just by looking at this, I'm definitely in profit right now, because my trade opened exactly at $47,000. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I'm definitely in profit. And as you can see, we're getting rejected, which is fine. It's absolutely fine, guys. This rejection is nothing, right? This was a key level for us to break, and we need to step up. Remember, we need to continuously step up and do this, right? We need to continuously step up and do this. We can't do it in one single day, but this looks very good. I mentioned it on one of the group chats as well, that we might possibly actually even see it in a few days, that 50K level. We might see it in a few days to a few weeks maximum, but this looks positive. Everything looks good. Also, I was talking to someone else as well earlier on, and I was talking about curves, right? I was talking about curves, and this is very important that you also understand these curves. So what we're talking about is trend lines and curves. How do these trend lines work, right? So let me draw this trend line for you. See, this trend line is too steep, right? This trend line right? And I'll do a large one for you just so you can see. You see this trend line is too steep. We don't want it to be too steep. What we'd rather have is a few sideways action and a trend line forming like this. This is one of the best trend lines we could ask for, right? These are the best trend line we can ask for, because until we have this kind of a slightly lower trend line moving upward, right? These trend lines that we have, the existing trend lines that we have, let's see if I can activate this. Right, these existing trend lines we have are still in play. So what we want to do is, by creating a secondary trend line like this, for example, which is not too steep, right, but has this kind of a movement, we invalidate this one. Then we can get rid of this trend line altogether. But until this trend line is formed, sadly, we have to still keep account of this particular trend line. All right, and I'll change the colors so you understand what I'm talking about. So just say this pink one right here. So we need to make a brand new pink trend line like this moving upwards in order for us to basically cancel out this one. But until this is the case, we are going to have to do this. But what I was saying was how dangerous this level is. So I'll draw another one just to show you. So if you look at this, and I'll change the color so you understand what I'm talking about. You see this red, let's do yellow, right? So what you're looking at here is this yellow. All right, obviously I'm moving the chart. Let me put it on auto. You understand what I mean now. So if this is on auto, what you can see, it's too steep. Too steep means too parabolic. It could end very soon. And it could actually destroy a lot of people. So be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Be careful. Be cautious. You know, we don't want to see any crazy stuff happening around these levels. So from this $56,000 level all the way to this, you know, 65K, we should be okay. But this 58, I'm telling you, this 58 level constantly been flashing. This is the actual neckline. Call it neckline. We can break that. Once we break this neckline, then we should basically get to that level and hopefully, you know, smash right through. So you know, other than that, I hope this kind of was okay for everybody, and this kind of explained that everything I wanted to explain. And I hope this answered the viewer questions, and you know, we can actually go forward. Also, looking at the crypto fear and greed index, right? I wanted to show you. Obviously, daily we got it on 70. I'm not bothered about that. I was looking at the 7 days. It's kind of steady. It's not that bad, right? Not that, you know, not that fast. But on the monthly, you can see this bullish divergence forming, right? Even on the weekly, you can see this bullish divergence, right? Which is actually very, very good. So other than that, guys, I'm going to leave you and.